might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner, or at least I used to be.
Hi everyone, I'm Marie from Southern Country Living, and I hope you all are having a great day today. Today I'm making an easy icebox strawberry cake, and this is a vintage recipe. These cakes go all the way back to 1920s, and so the one that I'm making today, it only has 3 ingredients. I have some fresh strawberries, some graham crackers, and some Cool Whip. And I'm going to be using a 9 by 13 inch dish. And so these icebox cakes, they are best overnight, but if you refrigerate it at least 4 hours, I think it will be okay, but like I said, it'd be better overnight. And let me get started on my easy recipe. Okay, I have my strawberries sliced up now, so I'm going to put a layer of whipped cream on. So that was easy enough. So now I'm going to put in my graham crackers. Okay, I'm going to break these over here and just put them right like that. Okay, now then I'm going to put another layer of whipped topping on. Okay, so now I'm going to put some strawberries on. So here goes more whipped cream. So now I'm just going to put some strawberries on top. Okay, I finished assembling my icebox cake now, and so me and Calvin is going to get started on our goulash recipe now. And this is going to be our dessert later on tonight. And I'm going to be putting this in the refrigerator for 4 hours, but it's best if you can leave it in the refrigerator overnight. And me and Calvin is going to start on our goulash recipe next, and we'll be having this tonight with our meal.
Hey everyone, we're back. Marie has already got her dessert in the refrigerator, and we're getting ready to make a recipe that we have made quite a few times before. Marie, when our children were teenagers, we used to have this all the time, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, what this is, it's a goulash recipe, and one of our viewers, her name is Kathleen. She lives out in California, and she had sent us several recipes, and one of the recipes that she sent us was goulash. And Marie did a video on goulash about a year ago, I think, Marie, maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And so I told Marie, I said, I love goulash. This is something we should do, so we're going to do the recipe on goulash. But what we're going to do, Kathleen, we're going to kick it up a little notch. We're going to add a few extra ingredients to it. This is a good meal. If you just want to put the basic ingredients in it, you would just use your hamburger meat, your noodles, your tomato sauce, a little onion and pepper, and that's really all you need. But we're going to go ahead and add some extra things to it. We will be using beef broth instead of water. We're going to have a can of tomatoes in it, and I'm substituting, this is actually pasta sauce. I was going to use marinara sauce, but we don't have any of that on the pantry shelf, and so we're going to use what we got.
That's right.
And on the bell peppers, instead of using the green bell pepper, we're going to use half of this one and half of a red one. And then, of course, we'll have the whole onion in it. So Marie's going to help me with this, right, Marie?
Right.
Do you remember when I used to work and I'd come home in the evenings and you would have a big pan of this? I don't know how much hamburger meat you put in back then, but it used to make me so happy. I'd come in the door, you know, tired and hot, especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
And you'd have a big pan of goulash, and I believe I probably ate half of it, didn't I? You remember those
Fed a
days?
crowd, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good for feeding a crowd. It's a good economical meal. And like I said, I love it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get started here and put the hamburger meat in. And I'm going to get it mashed up and started browning. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to let Marie cut up the onion and the peppers for me, and we'll get all going. Okay, Marie?
All right.
This hamburger meat that we have here, this is some hamburger meat that we had in the freezer, and it's been in there a little while, hasn't it, Marie?
Yeah.
So,
We've been trying to go through some of that stuff like that.
trying to use up what we got. It is thawed out, but it's still a little bit tough here. So I give it a second to thaw a little bit more, sort of break up. Marie, that strawberry icebox cake you made sure did look good.
I know it did, didn't it?
Yes, I wished it was ready right now, but you said we had to wait at least 4 hours before we cut into it, didn't you?
Yes, we did. It was a vintage recipe, and I like those vintage ones because they're tried and true, and they turn out great.
Actually, this recipe here would be considered to be a vintage recipe also, because people have been making this for years.
They have.
Okay, the hamburger meat is starting to brown up real good. And I might not have mentioned, but we're using 1 pound of hamburger meat. And the full recipe will be in the description below the video. So I'll let Marie go ahead and put those onions in here. Okay, and I'm gonna add some garlic to it, but I'm gonna wait until the onions are almost done before I add the garlic. So let me continue. We're gonna brown this hamburger meat and the onions. Okay, let that cook for a couple more minutes, Marie.
Smells great.
That smells good, don't it?
Yeah.
Let's see now. I gotta drain some of this grease out.
Yeah.
Okay, that ought to be enough grease off of it. Should be okay. Okay, our hamburger meat has browned up real good, and I've already drained the grease off of it. So I'm gonna add a little garlic to it. And let me stir this in quickly. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Okay, Marie, you can go ahead and add the peppers to it.
Okay.
Don't that look good, Marie?
It does. Smells good and looks good. It's going to taste good too.
Yeah. I'm going to let this cook for about 2 minutes before I add the rest of our ingredients. Marie, I really love cooking in a skillet, and you add the garlic to it and you smell all that aroma. I like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my other ingredients. Now this is a can of spaghetti sauce. It's a 24-ounce can, but we're only going to add about 2 cups, which would be 16 ounces. So about 2/3 of this I'm gonna add to it. Maybe just a little more. You probably can't put too much in there. I could probably put it all in, it'd be just fine. But I don't want my skillet to get too full. I'm gonna add 1 can of diced tomatoes. I'm gonna put the juice and all in there. And then I'm gonna add 1 can of beef broth.
Beef broth always makes soups taste good.
It does. And you could just put water in, it'll work just fine. But we just want to kick this up a little notch today. Okay. And then I'm gonna add some of the tomato paste to it. And I'm probably just gonna use maybe about 3 big spoonsful. That might be the whole can. That's pretty close to the whole can, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of it in there. That's one thing good about recipes. You can always change them up a little bit as long as you're not baking. If you're doing baking, you need to follow your recipes right down to the letter, don't you, Marie?
Yes, you do, Howard.
Okay, and then I'm going to add, this is some Italian seasoning and salt and pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Give it all a good stir. Marie, this made a pot full. When we add the noodles to it, it's going to be completely full probably. I may end up wishing I'd used the biggest pan we got, but when we're cooking on this countertop burner, I don't like using that real big pan because it takes longer to heat it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this come up to a good simmer and let it cook for about 15 minutes. And when it gets through cooking for 15 minutes, I'm going to add the elbow noodles to it, and then we'll cook them for 10 more minutes. So let me cover this up. I'm going to let it come to a little boil, then I'll lower it to simmer for 15 minutes. We'll be back with you then. Okay, 15 minutes is over. It sure does smell good, Marie. Ooh-wee. Okay, I'm going to stir it up just a little bit. That really looks good. Okay, I'm going to add the elbow noodles to it and stir them in real good. And I'll reset the timer for 10 minutes. And when this gets through cooking 10 minutes, it'll be ready to eat. We may just have a little bit of this for lunch today, Marie, and then have the main meal tonight with our dessert.
Sounds good.
Now, Marie, when you used to cook this all the time, you would put ketchup in it, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And but instead of putting ketchup, we used the pasta sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give this 10 minutes and we'll be back with you. Okay, our goulash is done. It's been cooking for 10 more minutes. Don't that look good, Marie?
Looks great.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And what Marie and I decided we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and have this for lunch today, aren't we, Marie? And then this evening when we do our supper meal, we'll cut us a piece of the strawberry icebox cake then. Okay. This will probably continue cooking for a few more minutes, Marie. Let me get you some. there's your bowl, Marie. And I'm just gonna have to get a smaller bowl. I can't eat quite as much as Marie can eat, but I'll get that much right there. And what I'm gonna do, this is still cooking, so I'm gonna set it over here so it'll be off that heat. These electric stove or countertop burners, you gotta be very careful because that's still real hot, isn't it, Marie? Okay, that looks good, don't it, Marie? Let me get a picture of our food real quick, and then we'll do a taste test.
Okay.
Okay, Marie, this is pretty hot, so let's be careful doing a taste test. And this is actually a meal by itself. You don't even have to have anything with it. It's just a meal in itself. Oh, it is very hot.
You can always have you some cornbread though, and our French loaf bread.
Yeah, I've cut back on bread
Garlic
though.
bread.
I'm not
Me
eating
too.
much
We're
bread.
not eating much these days. We're not eating much bread these days, are we?
That's real good. I like it with the pasta sauce in it. Gives it a real good tomato flavor to it. And I love the tomato flavor. This is really good.
And you can taste those Italian seasonings. It's delicious.
Now, if your icebox cake was ready, we'd just go ahead and cut it right now. But we'll have to come back here later this evening and we'll cut that cake and show you how it turned out. But I think we're going to enjoy this, don't you, Marie?
Yes, those peppers in it are good, and onion, and man, this is just great.
Going to be perfect for today. Okay, we want to once again thank Kathleen for sending us the recipe. Now, we did add a few things to the original recipe that she sent us, but she gave us the idea to make goulash, and goulash is one of the things I've always loved, goulash.
Me too.
So, and we will come back and cut the cake later this evening.
Okay, it's our dinner time meal now, and my strawberry ice box cake has been in the refrigerator for about 4.5 hours, so I'm ready to get a piece of it, aren't you, Calvin?
I've been waiting all evening.
And this right here would make a good Valentine's dessert to make for your sweetheart. And this goulash is an easy meal also. So I think this would make a good little Valentine dessert and meal. I put these toothpicks in so that my finger wrap won't stick to my dessert. So I'm going to get them out now.
Marie, you know that any dessert with strawberry in it is one of my favorites. So
Let's just hope it comes out easily. Turn it around this way. Oh yeah, it come out great. Okay, now for the taste test. Okay, so here we go for the taste test. That is so delicious. Very good. So good. Calvin, I know that when you taste of it, you're going to really like it too. So it was really good and creamy. The strawberries, even though it's wintertime, they have a good sweet taste to them. And this dessert, what can I say about it? It was so easy to make. And that's why I like it's those fast and easy desserts. And the goulash that Calvin made today, it was great. I can't wait to have another bowl of it tonight. So I'm going to close this video out now. And so y'all do what you love and love what you do. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking,